Have you ever been making your way through your home, only to have your cat materialize directly in your path, like a soft, living obstacle? You pause, step around them, perhaps nearly stumble, and ask yourself, why on earth do they do that? Is it merely a coincidence, or is your cat attempting to communicate something vital? This is Why Does My Cat Block My Path? Before we explore the fascinating psychology and emotions driving this behavior, let me pose an important question. If this video gives you even a small new insight into your cat's understanding of you, wouldn't that be worthy of a like and a subscription? Not to please the algorithm, but to honor the bond you have with your feline friend. Let's make every interrupted step meaningful, because the discoveries ahead might completely transform how you perceive both your cat and yourself. Let's begin with a common scenario. It's the crack of dawn, you're barely awake, and you're trying to navigate to the kitchen for your morning coffee. And there your cat is, stationed immovably in the doorway, gazing at you like a sentinel at the gate. You try to move aside, but they mirror your movement, perfectly obstructing you once more. You might chuckle, but a question forms in your mind. Why? The reality is this action is anything but arbitrary. It's not just playful mischief or bad timing. In fact, it could be among the most intentional acts your cat performs. Cats are masters of spatial dynamics. They have a precise understanding of their location, your location, and their desired position. They don't stumble into your path by chance. They place themselves there deliberately. And when they obstruct your way, they aren't just being adorable. They are conveying a message. You see, within the feline social structure, body placement is a potent method of communication. Where they choose to sit, lie down, or stand before you carries significant meaning. It is how they communicate trust, social standing, affection, and even protection. Research from the University of Tokyo has shown that cats mentally track their owner's location, even when out of view. This means your cat is aware of your approach, knows your destination, and picks that exact moment to step in. And why? Because from your cat's perspective, you belong to their social group. You are more than a provider of food. You are a fellow clan member, and clan members look out for one another. Obstructing your path can be your cat's method of saying, "Hold on, I am here, pay attention to me," or, in some cases even, "Don't leave, something feels wrong." Many cat owners share stories of their feline friends stepping before them in moments of anxiety, grief, or sudden changes to the daily routine. This is no accident. Cats may not grasp the reason for your distress, but they sense it. Their behavior transcends mere instinct and becomes a display of emotional intuition. In reality, this simple act of stepping into your path can be a blend of different motivations: a plea for attention, a demonstration of emotional connection, a subtle gesture of dominance, or a protective impulse that runs deep in their social DNA. Consider that wild cats inhabit tight-knit communities where they must use body language for everything from expressing trust to issuing warnings. Domestic cats have inherited this same nonverbal communication style, but now you are their intended audience. Blocking your way might be a fun interruption or a way of asking, "Where do you think you're going without me?" It could even be their attempt to keep you safe, from leaving the house, from a perceived danger, or just from altering their cherished routine. But could there be something more? What if the timing of your cat's interception is based not on their own needs, but on something they perceive within you? Next, we'll reveal how cats manipulate the physical space between you and your destination as a language of security, emotional bonding, and gentle warning, often before you're even aware of what's happening. The science of space: how cats use positioning to communicate. While cats don't use our words, they are fluent in a language that is equally expressive, the language of physical space. And when your cat obstructs your path, they are communicating with you in bold, unmistakable terms. You simply need to learn to interpret it. Let's be clear, to a cat, space is never meaningless. Their choice of where to sit, lie, or walk is always intentional. Whether it's on your keyboard, in a doorway, or sprawled across a hallway like a furry barricade, that placement is significant. Feline behaviorists have long studied how cats employ positional cues to interact. Unlike canines, who often use vocalizations and obvious gestures, cats utilize subtle body placement to signal dominance, fondness, insecurity, and a range of other feelings. They are silent tacticians. When your cat positions themselves exactly where you intend to go, it can be a form of social possession, not only of the physical space, but of you. In their mind, physically being in your way is a declaration. I exist within your sphere. This moment is shared between us. But there are deeper dynamics at play. You see, cats are inherently territorial, but their territory isn't just defined by walls or furniture. It's shaped by movement and atmosphere. When they block an exit or intercept your route to the kitchen, they might be engaging in what experts call location guarding. They are overseeing the comings and goings, essentially reading the energetic flow of the home like little whiskered mystics. Consider how frequently your cat situates themselves between you and the front door just before you leave for work or an evening out. This is often their method of flagging a disturbance. Cats thrive on routine, and your departure interrupts the predictable rhythm they find reassuring. In many instances, they aren't blocking your path to irritate you. They are attempting to ground you. They are communicating, "This situation is changing and I sense it. Please stay." And scientific evidence backs this up. A 2020 study from Oregon State University revealed that cats demonstrate attachment patterns similar to those of human babies. Some displayed secure attachment, following their humans and using their proximity to manage stress. Others showed insecure attachment, blocking pathways or lingering near exits when feeling anxious. Therefore, when your cat gets in your way, they might not be opposing you. They might be opposing the change itself, using their body to hold you near, much like a child clinging to a parent's leg before being dropped off at school. Then we have the sentinel effect. Some cats strategically position themselves near doors and entryways, not merely to claim territory, but to observe. You've likely witnessed this. Your cat sitting with its back to you, facing the front door like a small feline security guard. They are monitoring access points for any potential threats. When they sit by your feet in a corridor or at the top of the stairs, they aren't simply resting. They are selecting a strategic post. And when you pass through those areas, they often don't move immediately. Why? Because their task is not yet complete. They are not just in your way. They are on patrol. It's tempting to write off your cat's positioning as arbitrary or accidental, but both science and personal experience repeatedly show it is part of a social dialogue your cat is having with you. Sometimes they are asking, "Are we all right?" Other times they are demanding, "See me." And on occasion they are quietly promising, "I'm watching out for you." So the next time your cat obstructs your path, take a moment. Observe the situation. What time of day is it? What is going on in your own life? Is there tension in the air, a break in your routine? It's likely your cat picked up on it before you did. Because what if this behavior is about more than your departure or arrival? What if your cat is responding to your emotional state, your energy, or even trying to prevent something that hasn't occurred yet? Emotional radar. Can your cat sense what you're feeling? Let's be frank. Cats are often seen as enigmatic creatures. But what if I suggested that this mystery conceals one of their most profound yet overlooked skills? Cats operate like emotional radar systems. They don't merely witness your behavior. They perceive your emotional state. And sometimes, their reason for blocking your path is entirely unrelated to territory or food. It is entirely about you. If you have ever felt sad, stressed, anxious, or have been quietly mourning, you may have observed your cat behaving differently, sitting nearer, watching you more intently, or yes, stepping directly in front of you as you try to move. This isn't a fluke. It's a connection. A study featured in the journal Animal Cognition demonstrated that cats can identify human emotional signals. They react differently to smiling faces compared to frowning ones, and often alter their behavior based on your tone of voice and posture. This suggests your cat might step into your path not to say, "I'm hungry" or "pet me," but rather, "Easy there. I sense something is amiss." Have you ever found yourself pacing the house, agitated or deep in thought, only to have your cat suddenly stand in your way? It's as if they are placing a soft, furry pause button before you. They aren't aiming to halt your movement. They are trying to break your mental cycle. Blocking your path becomes a form of intervention, a grounding moment, a non-verbal whisper to "Be here, now. I'm with you." And we should not underestimate the significance of that action. In a well-documented case, a therapy cat named Oscar would consistently lie down next to elderly patients in a nursing home just hours before they passed away. He had no special training. He simply perceived the change, the energy, the feeling. Cats are more than just pets. They are emotional mirrors. They reflect back the feelings you carry. And sometimes, when you're rushing through your day, oblivious to the emotional weight you're bearing, your cat will step directly in front of you, not to get in your way, but to call you back to your own self. This is particularly frequent in cats with strong bonds, those who have lived with you for many years. They have learned your habits, your rhythms, and the very sound of your walk. So when something shifts, even internally, they react. This explains why many owners report their cats blocking them on days they are feeling unwell, anxious, or exceptionally weary, not with hostility, but with that quiet intensity that communicates, "I see you, I feel you. You are not alone." But how deep does this ability go? Some animal behaviorists theorize that cats can sense changes in our body chemistry, like hormonal fluctuations or even the initial signs of disease. While scientific research is ongoing, the anecdotal accounts are compelling. Cats who block the path of diabetic owners experiencing low blood sugar, cats who plant themselves before cancer patients, refusing to budge until they rest. Cats who place themselves between you and a source of stress, whether it's a loud noise, a heated discussion, or just a difficult day. These instances are not random. They are emotional intelligence in action. So, when your cat obstructs your path during an otherwise ordinary moment, pause and ask yourself, what am I feeling right now that I haven't consciously registered? Your cat might be seeking your attention not for their own needs, but for yours. And it is here that the human-feline relationship transcends simple affection and enters the domain of healing. Because what other being sees you not for what you are doing, but for what you are feeling, and offers its presence without a hint of judgment? Only a cat can step into your path and communicate everything without uttering a sound. But what is the outcome when this is disregarded? In our final segment, we will uncover the consequences of failing to notice these signals and the surprising ways cats adapt when they feel ignored. What happens when you ignore the signs? You're in a hurry to leave, keys in your hand, bag slung over your shoulder, and there your cat is once more, directly in your path. Perhaps you step over them, gently push them aside, or even let out a sigh of "not now." But here is the reality most people overlook. When you disregard your cat's silent communications, they don't simply stop. They adjust, and that adjustment is not always positive. Cats are profoundly intuitive, but they are also profoundly sensitive. When they block your path, whether for connection, protection, or as an emotional alert, and are consistently ignored, many begin to perceive it as a form of rejection. They might cease their efforts, become more reclusive, or grow more distant. This isn't because their love has faded, but because they have learned their language is not being received. Imagine trying to communicate, "I love you," "I miss you," or "please slow down" every single day, only to be stepped over each time. Eventually, you too would grow quiet. This is not about inducing guilt. It is about raising awareness, and it is never too late to re-establish that connection. In fact, noticing that your cat has stopped blocking your path can be more alarming than when they do it frequently. Such behavioral changes are often among the earliest indicators of stress, depression, or medical problems in cats. Many owners fail to see these red flags until the issue has worsened. So instead of perceiving path blocking as an annoyance, try to see it as an invitation to pause, to check in, and to recognize that this quiet, elegant creature you live with is attempting to share something meaningful. Here lies the wonderful paradox. When you start to respond with mindfulness, even with a small gesture like a quick scratch behind the ears or a warm word, you will feel the dynamic change. Your cat might soften their gaze, their posture might relax, and they may walk away, content that their message was understood. Because for them, it was never about dictating your movement. It was about being seen. And when that need is met, their world feels secure again. Let us remember, cats were never domesticated to serve us or to seek our approval. Their affection, their loyalty, their concern, it is all given freely. Every time they insert themselves into your day, they are making a conscious choice to care. They are choosing you. And when you choose them in return, even in the most minor ways, you strengthen the bond that makes feline companionship so uniquely special. So the next time you encounter that soft wall of fur on your journey, stop, bend down, look them in the eyes and ask yourself, what are you trying to communicate to me today? You will be astonished by how much you can understand once you truly begin to listen. Because in the quiet spaces of your hallway, in the brief pause before you move on, there is a message wrapped in whiskers. You are important to me. And that, perhaps, is the most profound love language of all. If this video has helped you understand your cat in a new way, please do them a favor. Click the like button and subscribe to our channel. Not for our sake, but for every cat out there that is trying to be heard. Share your own story in the comments below. Has your cat ever blocked your path at a moment that only made sense in hindsight? We would be delighted to hear about it. Until our next video, give your feline companion an extra cuddle. Or maybe, just let them block your path for a moment longer. They might be saying more than you realize. Hey, the cat said if you don't like and subscribe, they'll knock something off your table. Don't risk it. Hit that button.